Hi, it's me again, Reggie Bambam. This time I'm checking out the Sony Vaio CW Core i5 version with a 512 GPU, nVidia, 4 gigs of RAM, originally 500 gigabytes of 5400 RPM hard drive, which I switched with a Runcore IV 64 gigabyte SSD. I know it's small, but once you've done SSD, you don't want to go back to the spinning hard drives. They're way too fast. Okay, so what do we have here? This is almost exactly like the older version of the CW by Sony Vaio. The only difference is obviously the CPU is has been ramped up to a Core i5. This version has a 2.4 gigahertz clock speed, and it automatically overclocks to 2.93 when needed, depending on the applications that you run, games, graphics, video. And apart from that, apart from the inside, Sony also tweaked some of the aesthetics of it. You have the palm guard, which is now glossy. It has a laminated finish to it. All the rest is still matte solid plastic. The rim is also matte plastic. And then you see here, the lid is also now glossy black finish. Also the same laminate as the one on the palm guard. So it looks pretty premium. Nice small touches by Sony on the CW series. So now looks more like more serious, more aesthetically pleasing machine. But apart from that, looks wise, it's basically the same. The keyboard is still fantastic. I love the chiclet isolated keyboard that Sony is known for. In fact, the keyboard on this machine is slightly better than even on the one that the Vaio S uses, because that was a little bit softer, and it really got more degraded as you rubbed and typed your fingers across the keyboard. It got more faded more easily as time went by. This is more solid, and it almost has a rough granite feel to it, so which I think makes it more tough for the long run. And let's see, just close a little bit. Let's look at the back. See here, I love how accessible Sony makes it for consumers to reach the more important parts of the computer. The RAM is easily changed by just opening this lid here, and this panel here is for the hard drive. I already switched the slower 5400 RPM drive, which is 500 gig by the way, with a Runcore IV 64 gigabyte SSD. I know what you guys are saying. It's it's small. How can you put games in it? But for my purpose, I do a lot of graphic design and some development, some light development as well, programming. And I really like the peppiness of the SSD. And for me, once you go with an SSD, you wouldn't want to go back to a hard drive, spinning hard drive. And what I like most about the Sony or the Vaio line is, if you look here, they have actually two SD cards that you can put in, and it's very helpful for me, especially when I have an SSD where storage is a problem. So this actually has I'll show you. It has a memory stick duo, 32 gig, and I also have another one which is an SDHC card. It's also 32 gig. So you have, I basically have an additional 64 gig of solid state, so to speak, storage to go with the SSD that I already have. So it's around 128, so not bad. Then I can put maybe a couple of games on this rig I currently have Left 4 Dead 2 and NBA 2K10. So I'm pretty happy with it. Very fast. No? And I'd say it's maybe around 20-30% faster than the Core i3. So that's it for now. I'll do some benchmarks later on and do some tests with games so that you guys can see how great it is. But I'm really happy with this machine. My son in the background is making a lot of noise, so I gotta end here for now.